If you're sleeping but still tired, eating well but still not feeling well, and just overall feel depleted no matter what you do, then this episode is going to put some words to how you're feeling. We're going to talk about it. So grab your coffee and let's get into it.
Grab that coffee.
Depleted.
I already had mine for the day.
You did?
Yeah.
Oh, are you? Yeah. I didn't see.
I'm good to go.
You are good to go. I'm going to need some caffeine here pretty soon. But before we hit record on this episode, we just were chatting about pants. I was talking about my pants, which, you guys, I dug these out of the my closet. They were in my closet with the tags on. I got them at Marshall's. They're like 7 for All Mankind. They're so comfortable. They have like fleece on the inside. But we were just talking about trends in general because we were saying what's up with the baggy pants coming back?
Parachute pants. That's what I used to call them.
The big wide legs.
Yeah.
What is going on?
You could jump off a building and just glide down. I don't
What
know.
is
I don't know whose idea was to bring those back. They're ugly.
They're
fugly.
Ridiculous.
They're ugly back then. I didn't care for them. You've never can find an old pic of me wearing those ugly things. I thought they were hideous back then. Or the bright ass bodybuilder pants.
I know the bodybuilder pants. I was laughing because I remember my brothers they had like all these crazy prints, and then they would wear those like tiny little stringer tank tops.
Yeah.
Like they were like non-existent, like dental floss.
Pretty much. I remember those.
Oh my God. And I remember it was when my brothers were like bros, into lifting weights, and they both got jobs at where Crunch is now, the 24-hour Nautilus. It was 24-hour Nautilus. That's where Crunch is now. Yeah. They worked there, and they would wear their bodybuilder pants.
My goodness.
And
hideous.
their stringer, like neon colored tank tops.
Yeah, I remember that.
Are those coming back too?
I don't know. Hope not. Leave them. Ugh, please, God, no. Leave that shit behind. Some things got to get left behind. Some stuff is cool, from our 80s era, 90s, but some stuff is not. Some stuff got to get left back there.
I feel like right now is an interesting time. I still feel this way with women's clothes. Is kind of all pant styles are in. So like the flare leg, straight leg, boot leg, they're kind of all in. You could get away with any style of pant right now. High waist and high rise, mid rise, and low rise are all kind of in. It's kind of an interesting time. I don't think there's ever been a time where I feel like that's been the case. But what about for men? You into men's trends at all?
No, I don't follow none of the trends. I'm simple: jeans, t-shirt, shoes, something that compliments me.
But you did at one point, because I remember looking back at your some party day pictures, and you wore these big ass swim trunks that went past your knees. Huge True Religion swim trunks. You had them in like every color.
Oh, yeah. Those were in at the time.
But you just said you don't do trends.
I mean, I guess. Those are the style at the time, was what I want to say. Some trend things I don't do, but obviously fashion is some style of fashion, yeah.
Yeah.
Some things I have done. Like kind of pants like you're wearing, but I wore like some jeans but fake leather in the 90s for men. Remember those?
Yeah, you remember the episode of Friends? Does anyone care that Ross is wearing leather pants? You had leather pants?
Yeah.
Like Ross?
I don't know about Ross, but I had some. It was stylish with button-down shirt. Back then in the clubs, you wear your long button-down shirt.
Yeah.
And your fancy, like, whatever kind of shoes. There was a point in time where we would wear suits in the club. That was stupid. Why the hell would you go to a club wearing a suit? Hot. Clubs already hella hot.
That was
stuff
a trend.
To people.
Because my brother Danny was into clubs at that time, and I remember he had horrible style, but I would help him with his style. And we went to the Great Mall, and we looked for suits for the club. And you know what kind of suits he got? See if you can remember this. The trend at this time was no collar. There was no traditional collar. It was just like
I remember those.
A little like.
I had collar.
Mock
I didn't
neck.
like those.
Yeah. You know what I'm talking
remember
about?
those, yeah. And some of the pants were ugly too, or flared out.
So ugly.
Yeah.
So ugly. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Trends, man. Trends. You got to be careful.
Yeah.
Speaking of trends, a trend that, again, I do feel right now is an interesting time because so many things can go, like nails. Long nails are still in, square nails, almond nails, skinny nails, kind of you can get away with any shape of nails.
I've seen girls like they can stab you in the eye with nails, long and pointy.
Yeah, the pointies.
Yeah.
But I have to admit something. I was big on this one trend, and it looks god-awful and hideous when I look back at pictures. My nails were kind of fanned.
I remember you had them like that.
They were kind of...
That was a trend back then?
It was trendy. They were like wider at the end. They look like platypus nails. I don't know.
My
Terrible.
goodness.
Terrible. All right, you guys. If you're not already subscribed, get subscribed. Leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify. Follow us on Instagram. Comment. Let us know you're listening, you're watching, you're loving it. We want to know. Let's talk about the mental load that women take on. I do feel like this is my opinion, but you can give me yours. I feel like women, even though men are supposed to be the leaders of the household, women across the nation and families tend to be the ones that carry the major and the majority of the burden of running a household and the invisible burden of what comes with that. I think it falls on women's shoulders more than the men.
Well, the men go to work, leave all day, come home. The women have to handle the kids, the dinners, the laundry, the cleaning up, all the other in-between stuff of the household.
Yeah, it's a lot.
It is.
And a lot of women are also working. They're also doing that and working.
Yeah.
But they carry the emotional and the emotional and the physical and the burden of running their household. And I don't know about you, but I feel like running a household is like running a little business. It's like a business in and of itself.
You got to keep inventory in your stock. How much toilet paper, paper towels, how much food's in the fridge, what do we have?
The appliances, the warranties, the service requirements, the changing filters, and just like everything. There is so much in running a household that doesn't even, we're not even getting to the kids and stuff yet. But I do feel like that the majority of households, it's the women that carry most of that burden.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, and what it does is like it leads to chronic stress.
And, you know, I'm here to say this and call men out, is a lot of men are slobs. Straight up. They believe like cleaning up after themselves it's for a chore left for women, not them. Because you recently did a video of me cleaning the kitchen and fluffing up the pillows. And the people that got triggered the most were the men. Like,
sloppy men.
You don't have a woman for that, or you can't hire a maid. Just stuff. I'm like, bro, let's just say you're a slob. You come home, probably throw your stuff on the ground. You throw your jacket everywhere. Your stinky, dirty socks and underwear, probably in the corner somewhere. Your beds, you're disheveled. Like, that's the truth.
Yeah.
And they don't like to be called. I love calling them out. But let's just say, bro, you're a slob, straight up. You have, however you were raised, that's just who you are. It's not your DNA. And you can't help your wife clean up. You can't do the dishes. You're too good. You can't put them in the dishwasher.
Yeah.
Like, you're that lazy. It takes literally 5 to 10 minutes to put everything away, wipe everything down. But you're too lazy. Oh, I had a long day at work with your big ass belly and your fucking beer in your hand. Get the hell out of here, lazy ass.
Well, because I feel that if you pay attention to those little things that add to, because cortisol and chronic stress means that your cortisol levels are constantly elevated and they never have a significant de-stress period time where they can come down. So if you think about the things in your life that are adding to, like, you have a bottle of stress, and what adds to it, it's those little things, right?
Yeah.
The stinky socks in the corner and this and that. And it may seem like all a bunch of little things, but left to one person, it's cumulative and it's always adding to that bottle of stress.
Yeah.
And what happens is it leads to like chronic stress. And chronic stress manifests in horrible ways in your body.
Yeah. Not only that, it's like when a woman or a wife is under chronic stress, high levels of cortisol, she's not her best self. She's not the best mom, not the best wife. You're not feeling good. So right there, you're already having a lot of, you're bumping heads, locking horns with your.
And you know what's funny is at the age midlife too, you automatically want to blame everything on menopause.
Always.
Like, it's hormones, it's my hormones or whatever. But stop and take stock of your life. And are you dealing with too much stress on a day-to-day basis without enough time to like decompress from said stress? Because what you might be blaming on hormones could be just chronic stress. Are you in an unhappy household? Your kid's driving you crazy. Your husband's a slob. You're stressed at work. Ask yourself, when are you de-stressing? When are you taking it down? I even told my cousin yesterday, I keep telling her, like, you need to romanticize your life a little bit. She's like, what does that mean? I like my life. I'm like, because I see you come home from work and you work hard and you're a career woman, you have a great job, and you come home from work and you immediately go into, oh, the dishes and, oh, I need to do this. And you're always doing something. And then I see her leave for work and she's rushed leaving for work too. Like, oh, I have to do this. And oh my gosh, I'm behind on this. And she's wrapping a present and she's grabbing her coffee and she's grabbing her bags all at the same time. And I'm thinking to myself, when does this girl de-stress? When does she like
decompress? Like
woo-saw. When does she have those moments?
It's kind of like when those divers go on a deep sea dive and have to decompress in that tank. I forgot the name of that tank that you go inside of.
Yeah.
Anyways, you have to go in there. You got to decompress.
Hyperbaric chamber.
There you go. Because your body will like explode or something. Yeah. It's weird what will happen.
Yeah.
So they have to decompress. And that's what you got to do. You got to come home, put your stuff down. Take like 10 minutes for yourself. Just breathe, relax, and bring that cortisol down because you're running too high and you're running yourself into the ground. Yeah. And you know what's cool about paying attention to these kind of things? Just like with anything, chronic exposure to too much cortisol desensitizes yourself to that hormone. You will be desensitized to it. So you're not even aware of its impact anymore. But if you pay attention and try to de-stress your life, it could be a good and bad thing, but the minute you are presented with some stress, you feel it. Like it's like hits you over the head, like, oh my God, and my cortisol is rise because you're used to it being kind of chill. And then you become more aware of the things in your life that, are not good because you're super sensitive to it. Yeah.
But I feel like the women that are running on all cylinders, as they say, they don't even realize it because they're just used to running that way. But they don't realize it. But what's happening is the chronic elevated cortisol impacts your metabolism. It impacts your mood. It impacts your ability to stay healthy and ward off disease and sickness. It impacts many, many different things. And you don't even realize that you're dealing with chronic stress and that you have to kind of take back some control.
Yeah, it's true. You got to control what you can control, and that's you.
Right.
A lot of people don't. Like you said, they're usually running a high cortisol and they don't realize it the whole time. You're redlining yourself.
They're not having enough downtime in between tasks. You're right, redlining.
You're running from one thing to another.
Overcommitting to things.
Yes.
Not allowing the downtime, the relaxation time, which that's the time that it's like, remember the bottle of stress? If you think about it, like an empty 2-liter bottle in your body, and then every time life gets stressed, it just fills. And the only time that it comes down is when you have periods of de-stress. Like I was telling my cousin, I was telling her, you need to like take a hot, steamy shower, put on a face mask, like relax, put some calming music on. During that time is when like the cortisol, you're going to spill out some of the cortisol and empty the bottle again.
Not only that, man, don't take on people's bullshit. Some people like to offload their problems and how they feel onto you like you're fucking their therapist. Don't do that. Don't be somebody's therapist.
Not always and all the time.
No,
yeah. Don't.
Learn to say no or learn to ghost them for a little bit. Like one word answer, that's it. Because it'll just drain you, right? Mm-hmm. Doesn't it drain you?
I used to be not as good about that. I find myself now, no problem. For the most part, my phone lives in a focus mode or do not disturb. Focus mode is when I'm willing to take some calls, but it's certain people. They have to be favorited in my list. Sorry, that's how I function. I get overstimulated if I allow everybody access to me all the time.
Yeah.
And I think this is what's happening with women. Because in this day and age more than ever, everybody has access to you all the time. Your employer, your kids, they're texting you from school. Mom, why did you pack this sandwich? I forgot my homework. you're constantly pulled in every direction. And that cortisol bottle, not only is it full, it is spilling over constantly. And you are never emptying that. And that leads to chronic illness, problems in your marriage, problems at work.
Yeah.
How are you supposed to thrive and live a happy life under those conditions?
You can't. You're not.
You're not.
Got your kids blowing you up, like you said. Maybe their teacher, because they're acting up, is calling you. Your boss is bugging you for a project that's due.
Yeah.
Then you got your lazy ass husband who thinks he doesn't or should cook or maybe step up as a man and help out. What's for dinner? What's for dinner? You know, instead of like, you know what, I got you tonight, babe. I got dinner tonight.
Like anticipate the woman's needs in your life. Anticipate her needs. Acknowledge that, oh my gosh, you know what? She's had a busy week. She has a crazy week at work. Like, I'm going to take some things off her plate. Someone's got to step up and take some things off her plate. You know, she's screaming that she needs some help, but the chronic stressed out person usually just takes on more stress. They don't even know how to raise the red flag.
Yeah, you got to communicate it sometimes. You got to get your guy and let him know, sit him down like, babe, I need some help here. You know, can you help up with this, help out with that? And a lot of women don't. They just kind of take it on their shoulders.
Listen, I tell my clients this all the time. You need to be selfish.
Yep.
You need to be selfish. It is for the good of yourself as well as the people around you to be a little bit selfish so that you can pour out some of the cortisol out of that bottle.
Yeah.
Because you're not good to anybody else if you are so stressed out that little things set you over the edge and make you fly off the handle.
Next you know, you're fighting with your husband over something small.
I feel it when I'm overstimulated, and I'll tell you, like, listen, I want no plans. When I start talking like that, it's because I need some decompression time. I need some times where there's no appointments, no places I need to be. Like, I need to empty the bottle and like reset and just kind of like, and just feel better. Like Sunday, I kind of did that. Like, I just got some stuff done. I was productive, but not in a stressful way. I'm a little more careful with overcommitting myself. Like, I got to get all these things done in order for me to feel like I can decompress. I've actually learned to tell myself, you know what? No, these things aren't imperative. They can go for next week. I can push those out so that today is not so stressful. So I can decompress. I used to not be able to do that. I used to feel like I had to get everything done before I could de-stress. But then guess what? There's no time to de-stress because you took all the time to get everything done.
Think of yourself when you're a young mother. Oh my God.
I think about her a lot.
This kid's practice, take this kid to school, pick this kid up, drop this kid off.
I think about her.
You had to go to work, come home, dinner has to be made, laundry has to be done, dishes put away. It's a lot of stuff.
I think about that person running rampant, running high on
You're lucky
cortisol.
you got me. You ain't got to tell me nothing. I just handle things.
No, I know.
You ain't got to tell me nothing. You'll never see nothing out of place or dirty or clothes.
I think the good thing about us is we're both like that.
Yeah.
And it's such a blessing. But like, I'm not going to step over a pile of clean laundry 5 times in the day and not stop and go, there's a pile of clean laundry here. I'm going to fold it and put it away. Mm-hmm. It's not like, hey, it's so annoying to me. It's like, that's obvious. I'm not going to like.
Or if I'm doing my laundry, I'll throw your laundry with mine. Color clothes.
I do the same.
It's like,
right. And if I see laundry in the wash, even though I'm not the one that put it in the wash, I'll throw it in the dryer.
Yeah.
It's little things like that that prevent the cortisol from spilleth over.
You see some spots on the counter that's bothering you, wipe them down. Don't wait for somebody to do it. You do it.
So if I'm trying to say, like, I don't want to just say all the problems. I'd like to give people some tips because I do feel bad sometimes when I publicly talk about our dynamic because I understand that it's not like that in a lot of households.
I see the comments of that post you did. It's not.
But I understand where you've been. I've been there too. And I think that sometimes we just kind of learn to kind of run at that level all the time. And we turn into martyrs a little bit. We just continue to do that. And we continue to say yes to everything, be accessible to everything. But then all we want to do is also complain about it.
That's the most annoying part.
Yeah.
If you're complaining and you're not doing something about it, or you're complaining
Right.
about your person, your spouse, say, I don't have a conversation. Like
Yeah.
I need to have a conversation, a serious one. We need to talk through this.
Yeah.
We're a team. It's not just I.
Yeah.
It's we. We're a team.
Communication.
Yeah. Like that's one thing you've gotten me better at. Communicate.
Yeah.
Tell me to speak what's on my mind instead of holding
Right.
it. Instead of blowing up at you.
Because you sometimes will not communicate something that's starting to bother you. But when you communicate it, it's the lid blows because
Yeah.
it's already been bothering you for a while. Wherein I'm just thinking like, well, why didn't you just say that to begin with? Because then if I would have known it bothered you, it would have never got to this point.
Yeah.
It's just a reminder. Communicate. Your kids, your spouse, they're not mind readers. I know you think that when you sigh really big, or when you say how busy you've been at work, that everyone around you is picking up on, oh, mom said she's really busy, so she must need help with dinner. Mom said she's really busy, so we should probably clean those dishes in the sink. No. If you want there to be no dishes in the sink when you get home, then you assert yourself and say, hey, listen, I had a rough day at work. There better be no dishes in the sink when I get home because I need the help right now. I'm getting stressed out. Communicate it. Communicate specifics. Don't communicate how you're feeling and expect that people in your household, your kids, your husband, your wife, whatever, are going to say, oh, because she's feeling this way, this means we need to do this, that, and the other. Especially men. I'm sorry, but men usually do not pick up on the subliminal messages. They need to be told directly.
Like children.
But I'm like that too. I guess I'm a little bit like a man in that I don't pick up on subliminals. If you want me to do something or if you're specific, just be specific. Like, hey, I really need you to do the laundry because I'm not going to get to it and it's bothering me that it's building up. Can you do the laundry today? Can you find time to do that? And just like be specific with what you want done and when you want it done. And then if there's a problem and I don't have time, then I can communicate back. No, I can't do it today, but I can do it tomorrow. And that's how communication happens. But that's how you live a less stressful life. Communication is the key to
It's true.
reducing your stress. But in addition to communication, being selfish, we need to, as women, nowadays women are running the household. Not only are we running the household, we are contributing financially.
Yep.
But yet we're still taking on a bigger, like all the emotional burden and all of that. So we need to communicate, learn to communicate better and learn to be selfish. Meaning, hey, look, nope, sorry. No, I can't do that for you. I can't bake those cupcakes for your class because the 1 hour before we go to school is my me time. I do my workout. Sorry, can't do it. It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Say no. You don't need to have the big, huge birthday parties for your kids. Like, do you really need to do that? Do you really need to do that? Do you really need to?
But you're saying yes to everybody else's birthday parties and overcommitting yourself.
Right.
Never have time for yourself.
Right. Do you really need to bake all your sourdough now from scratch? Do you, think about all the things in your life you could take off your plate and think about the things you could take off your plate that are causing the stress. And what can you put on your plate that will help you to de-stress? Your whole life will change. For me, I romanticize my nights. Like some nights I'll have like a nice hot shower. I take extra long on my skincare. I put a podcast I like on. I just decompress at night and take my time, put on a fresh, clean pair of pajamas and just get into bed and I'll smile and think I just feel so good right now. After a stressful day, I'm decompressing.
Yeah.
I do that a lot and it feels really good and it helps me to reset and it helps me to have a good day the next day.
Yep.
And so I've done that. I've practiced what I preach here, but you guys need to do the same because it'll literally change not only your life, but the happiness of your whole household because it's a trickle effect. When the mom's not happy, nobody's happy.
Nope.
All right, you guys. On the next episode, we are going to tackle the wellness industry, why it's got so complicated, and who it's actually helping. So we'll see you on the next one.
See ya.